the player was acquitted because they couldn't prove any kind of relationship between the player and the dealer, and that these people that are all independent of one another, the publisher and the writer, who are saying these physical tells exist, and this publisher, who has been used in court many times as an expert witness, is saying, yes, I'm in the process of publishing a book. It reveals that dealers have physical tells, the weak dealers, and it gives away their hand. And that is what this innocent player was using. And so the player gets acquitted. But you know, Rob, I don't think like the regular Joe. I think a little different. I think outside the box. I think, what if? Okay, here's the scenario. I'm going to make everyone in the story innocent, you know, and allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Everything is alleged when I'm saying. I'm not giving up names, and anything I say is alleged. Now, what if the writer, you know, you need proofreaders. He gave it to a proofreader, but the proofreader isn't as virtuous as he thought. He's really got the criminal mind. And the proofreader said, this is an amazing book. Why don't I purposely train a player and a dealer to exhibit the tells, a player to read the tells, and have these two, even though they don't know each other, they each know me, but neither know one another. Have them take off the money. You understand? Okay. So now we got the writer innocent, instead of the writer purposely did what I just said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying the writer did anything wrong. I'm not saying the publisher did anything wrong. There's other ways it can be done. But just because there is a book and a publisher doesn't mean the way the scenario went down the way the court wants to believe it. You understand? That there was ulterior motives and other things at work. You understand? And that's where we're going with the captain's story. The captain comes up with a fantastic scenario, and his scenario is kind of like my scenario. Legendary captain. I'm talking about the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, the woman's pet, the men's regret, the former #1 Blackjack channel in the world. Okay, so back in the day, there was a viewer, and he asked me, what do I think about Christopher Mitchell's gambling strategies? Because my viewer recognized me as an expert. You know, he's like, I'm a former croupier, former professional poker player. And he asked me, what do you think about Christopher Mitchell's gambling strategies? And I explained to him, you know, the market deal doesn't work, and I showed math proving it. And lo and behold, you know, I was just going to do one video. I did one video, and I get attacked. Out of the woodwork comes a stalker, a guy who's been legally charged with 2 counts of felony stalking. This guy comes out of the woodwork, starts threatening me, insulting me, doing all kinds of fucking nefarious shit. You know, comes at me with a bunch of fucking fake accounts. I mean, the guy literally has no fucking life. He's got all day to make up fucking fake accounts to come with comments, you know. He manually created the accounts, not like these bot accounts. He manually. This guy's too fucking much, bro. But he's got nothing to do all fucking day, you understand? And so the captain, who also had this guy as a stalker, and noticed that I was also a victim, wants to help me, basically. Wants to give me some advice. So he gives me some advice. But he also comes up with this incredible scenario, showing his creativity, showing how his mind works. And it turns out there's parallels between the gambling story I told you and what I thought could have possibly happened, as opposed to what the jury thought. And so I want to give you the captain's perspective of his scenario. And he says, Rob, check this out. Now I got to give you some background so everyone can follow along. It's a very complicated story. It's been going on for years, literally years. Okay, so it goes something like this. Christopher Mitchell, completely fucking broke, no talent, but he's good with words. He's good at manipulating people. So he's going to use his talent, which is manipulation. He's going to manipulate people, dumb people, you know, half the world has a below average IQ. They're basically his target victim. He's going to mesmerize them with some words and some false hope, basically. And he comes up with these gambling strategies that have literally been around for centuries and literally been proved for centuries do not work. And even if you don't understand math or anything, just trying them, you're going to fucking lose. So anyone who's followed his strategies realize they don't work. And so his videos were getting pushed out by the YouTube algorithm, because the algorithm loves to push out, videos of misinformation, videos of fucking stupidity, right? They push it out. And so one of my subscribers got to see his videos and saw it was kind of fucking ridiculous. And he was just like, can you prove it's ridiculous? Like, this can't possibly work. Can you prove it? Yeah, so I used mathematics and I just fucking proved the martingale doesn't work. That's all I did. I didn't do fucking anything wrong. The guy just proved martingale doesn't work. Next thing I know, there's a guy that claims the exclusive rights to criticize Christopher Mitchell's videos and that nobody else can criticize them. And he starts stalking and threatening and doing all this. We'll call him KD. And we'll say everything he did was fucking allegedly. Okay, so it's an alleged fucking video, even though this guy's criminal past includes being charged with 2 counts of felony stalking. Okay, and this person, KD, years earlier had stalked the captain, because again, the more they hate, the more they respect, the more they can hate, kind of thing. It's like a circle, bro. So he hates, the captain's success, whatever. So he starts stalking him. So the captain, realizes, Rob's got a stalker. It's the same stalker as me. Let me help Rob, And remember, he did it out of the goodness of his heart, because no good deed goes unpunished. And he basically tells me about KD, and he gives me this fantastic scenario that he's been following a little bit about the CM saga and knows that there's many possible scenarios. And he gives me a scenario that I thought was fucking fantastic, which showed the man's creativity. So I like to share his scenario that he gave. So in the story, CM never charged KD with the stalking, never went with a restraining order against KD. He went with a restraining order against another man. We'll call him LB, okay? He successfully gets a restraining order against LB, but he's giving LB all the credit for all the stalking KD did. In other words, he's saying LB is KD. KD's account was anonymous because KD is a coward. And CM said LB is KD. You understand? So LB got the legal wrath of it and had to pay consequences for stalking Christopher Mitchell, which he never did. He just got, it's an innocent man being convicted, basically. But, so the general consensus was CM is such a fucking idiot that he doesn't even know who KD is. He's accusing the wrong man, basically. But that's not the captain's scenario. The captain's scenario is no. CM wants revenge on KD. He's saying LB is the fake KD, because he's trying to do a plot against the real KD. And when there's an investigation on how something bad happened to KD, CM is not going to be involved because legally CM was like, no, I didn't even know about this KD guy. I know about LB. I even got a restraining order against LB. Who is this KD guy? Never would I heard KD. I don't even know he exists. You see how the creativity is beautiful? That what you see on the surface is not what you get. And whether you get it or you don't get it, the thing is you always got to think outside of the box. You also have to assign values. You want to understand mathematics, you got to say, well, there's a 1% chance this can happen. There's a 10% chance this can happen. There's a 60% chance this could happen, right? You always got to be one step ahead. That's why they say in the hood, they don't say get ready, you stay ready.